Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving my first impressions slash review and wear test on the Tint Idol Ultra Wear Makeup Stick by Lancôme. So I've never tried a stick foundation that I actually like. I tried the Hourglass stick foundation before, which is really hyped up and I had really high hopes for it, but I didn't like it. It was way too cakey on my skin. Like, it looked nice, but it looked cakey and it would emphasize some of my pores and I think it would crease too. So I ended up returning it. It was pretty expensive too, so I was like, well, I don't need to keep this. But I recently got additional discount at Ulta for because I work there, so we had additional discount on Lancôme. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this one a go because I've heard good things about this one. I'm pretty sure it was this foundation, and they color matched me. So all I have on right now is my eyebrows, and so now I'm gonna put on this foundation and see how it looks. I'm going to use a beauty blender on this side and a brush on this side. So I'm really excited to try this foundation out because I got color matched, but she just put it like on my neck, so I didn't really get to see like the coverage or the finish of it. I did like a few swipes kind of all over. Looking cute, looking real cute. Looks like a pretty good match in my opinion. Ooh, and it's blending out really nicely too. And by the way, I have like no primer on. Since we ended up doing this and I'm a dumbass and I forgot to put primer on this side, we can put primer on this side and see which one looks better by the end of the day. Ooh, that'd be a fun twist. See what I did there? Okay, I'm gonna blend a little bit down my neck too, just because I feel like no foundation is ever like a spot on perfect match. And even if it is, like, it can oxidize, or I don't know, I just like to blend a little bit down my neck just to be on the safe side. And I even go like this sometimes in the mirror to make sure that it's like a seamless blend. So a little close up. This is how it's looking on my skin right now. This is without foundation, which my skin isn't too bad right now. As you can see, I do have a little bit of spots. I have like a little bit of redness right here on my chin. So I personally think it did a pretty good job at covering that up. And you can still see like my skin glowing through it, which I really like too. So it's, I believe the Lancôme girl told me that this was a soft matte finish foundation. So I'm going to be using the Angel Veil primer for this side of my face. And I'm just going to put that pretty much all over. So it does a really good job at like covering up the pores I have on this side. I'm gonna put a bit on the sides of my nose and a little bit on the top. And then a little bit on the forehead just to help smooth everything out. So I did a few swipes on this side. Now I'm going to use this brush by Real Techniques. I think it's a foundation brush, but the lettering kind of rubbed off. I've used this brush for foundation before. It's really dense and really nice, so I know it'll work well for foundation. And it's blending out really nicely with the brush too. And I was kind of talking for a bit, so it doesn't set like right away. It's really easy to blend out, which I'm liking. So per usual, when using a sponge, I feel like most of the time it tends to look less heavy. I'm not sure why, but for whatever reason, when I use a sponge, it tends to look less heavy. So I'm definitely liking how the primer side looks better though. With the primer, it did a much better job. Hold on, let me see if we can zoom this in a little bit. So with the primer, you can kind of see that my pores look a little bit less visible than they do on this side. You can see my pores a little more. You can still kind of see this blemish popping out, still see kind of some of my acne from my breakout. It looks a little bit uneven right here too. I just noticed that. I didn't even notice that until I zoomed in, and now that I'm looking in the mirror, yeah, it kind of looks like I'm missing a spot of foundation right there. I like how I applied a little bit better with the brush. I felt like it was a little bit easier, so I'm just gonna use the brush to kind of blend that out. It didn't cake up or anything when I put a little bit more foundation on there, so it is very lightweight. It is pretty matte, but it's not like overly crazy matte. I'm gonna put a little bit more on my chin too. I feel like it looked like it was a little bit splotchy right there. So I don't know if this is with all stick foundations, but I'm guessing you just have to be careful to not miss any spots during your application. Okay, so I'm gonna check right back in with you guys once I'm finished with the rest of my makeup. Okay, so I put on the rest of my face. I just have this soft matte lip cream by NYX in the color London, and then I went ahead and put on this Bare Skin concealer by Bare Minerals, and this is a really good concealer if you guys have dry skin or dry under eyes. And then just for like my highlight, I went ahead and put on the Anastasia, oh, it's all dirty, the So Hollywood Illuminator by Anastasia. So yeah, right now I finished doing my makeup at 3:20, so we'll just call it like 3:30. I'm gonna be doing a few errands today, so you guys can really get the full effect of how it wears, and if it breaks up throughout the day, and if it turns kind of like cakey and heavy. Ooh, I'm really liking how my makeup is turned out today. It looks pretty nice in my opinion. If you guys want to see a makeup tutorial on this look, because I'm kind of liking it myself, if you guys like it too, let me know. And oh my god, my hands are so brown because I put on this lotion for like tanning, and it like totally turned my hands orange. I knew I had to like wash my hands after using it too, but I'm so lazy, so I didn't end up doing that. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna check in with you guys after the 6 hours, which would be at 9:30. So yeah, I'll go ahead and see you guys then. Hello everyone, I'm back, and it's been, how long is it? It's 8:37, it's almost 8:40, so it's been a little bit over 5 hours. And I feel like it's held up pretty well. It's getting a little bit cakey right here on this side where I put the primer, and on this side it's actually not getting cakey. My nose looks like it's a little bit rubbed off, a little bit has came off, but I'd rather my nose look like that than have it look really cakey, because sometimes it can get cakey around my nose. It's kind of rubbed off, it's almost rubbed off completely on the corners of my nose as well. My bronzer's pretty much like almost gone. You can start seeing my spots peek through. It's rubbed off on my chin, but keep in mind that I have worked out today, and I feel like it's held up for the most part pretty well for me having worked out. Let's take a look at the forehead. The forehead looks pretty good too. It's looking a little bit shiny, and I'm not really an oily girl. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but my skin type is normal to dry. So if you do have oily skin, I don't know if this would really hold up on your skin, because it has kind of broken up on my skin. And being that it's a matte finish, you would think that it would hold up pretty well. I can't really determine whether I like this foundation or not, because it's really, really nice. Don't get me wrong, I love the finish of it. So this foundation is a whopping $42. So including tax and everything, it'd come around to like $45, $46. So for almost $50, I'm gonna have to say I don't think it's really worth it. I've tried foundations in the past that A, have better coverage, and B, don't break up like this in those certain areas. Don't get me wrong, it looks really nice, but for the price, I wouldn't repurchase this foundation, I don't think, unless I get another, you know, discount discounted price on it, yeah, I wouldn't spend $50 for this foundation again. Although it looks gorgeous, it's really nice in my opinion for like a day-to-day foundation. And if you have the money to splurge on like a day-to-day, like almost $50 foundation to use like on a daily basis, then by all means do go for it. Or if your skin doesn't really have like lots of blemishes, lots of discoloration, if you don't really need that much coverage, then this also might be nice for you. But for me, that I do like sometimes break out when it's that time of the month, I don't really like it. Like, I like it, but not for the price, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was my little 2 cents on it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little mini review on the foundation. I hope you guys have a nice evening or day or night or morning, whatever time you're watching this. Wow, I said that like super out of order, but don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment what you'd like to see next. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.